as the Rams take a 24-3 lead. And then the defense was just spectacular. Early fourth quarter, Cam out. Jarrett Stidham in, and it doesn't get better. 1st and 10 at the 22, and this is a team meeting at the quarterback. It's Leonard Floyd, it's Aaron Donald. They had 6 sacks. This was a domination. The Rams beat the Pats 24-3. It's over in New England.
That's not my call. I'm just doing what I'm asked. I just have to still go into each and every week with the mentality to keep getting better, and that's what I plan on doing.
You're going to stick with Cam next week at quarterback?
Yeah, great question, Mike. I'm really glad you asked that. Cam's our quarterback. We were out-coached, out-played, out everything, really. They did a good job in all the areas. And, we just have to, all do a better job, start with me. But so we didn't do anything well enough to win tonight, so we all got to do a better job.
Well, here's the situation. This certainly feels like it was the nail in the coffin for the Patriots this year. According to our analytics, they have a 6% chance of getting in. Even if they were to win out, they would still have less than a 30% chance of making the playoffs. So a lot to react to here. And we begin with our resident former Patriot, Rob Ninkovich. As you watch this, what is your reaction to where Bill and the Pats find themselves now?
Well, I would quote the great Dennis Green, and they are who we thought they are. Look, when you watch the Patriots, they are who we thought they were. We came into this game, look, 5 days ago, 4 days ago, whatever it was, they beat the Chargers by a ton, and we thought that, whoa, this might be the Patriots turning the corner. But then you see them play a good football team, like the Rams, with a great defense, a great pass rush, who can stop the run. And the Patriots looked like they did a complete 180, and they looked terrible. They didn't play well. Pretty much, they didn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't throw the ball. And if you take the last 3 games of Cam Newton and combine them into one stat, he is 30 for 53. I think Roethlisberger threw for 50 attempts in one game. So his stat line is basically what some quarterbacks do in one game in 3 combined. And on top of that, it's 1 touchdown pass and 3 interceptions. So what's his QBR in the last 3 games combined? Not good. Not good.
It certainly feels like it is over there. And so I feel like we can take this big picture or small. RC, as I come to you, what's next? The Patriots have 3 games left here. They look at whatever it is that the next iteration of this is going to be. What comes next for New England?
This season is over, and this season was a wash for the New England Patriots. This season was much like 2020 was for all of us. We're trying to start over and figure out how we are going to move on with life. Well, that's where the Patriots are. But I believe they took a step backwards. This was supposed to be the year that you figured out how to move forward without Tom Brady. I don't think you answered any of those questions. You had 8 opt-outs on this team, and so you were really hurt defensively. You obviously lose Tom Brady. You pick up Cam Newton late, and it really never turned into something that you could do offensively where you could pass the ball efficiently all year, but you knew you had issues on the outside. They haven't drafted well when it comes to skill players in New England, and that's Bill Belichick. They obviously weren't prepared for Tom Brady to leave and have Jarrett Stidham or someone else that they had come up through their organization take his place, and so you go to Cam Newton. And so when you look at this is on Bill Belichick and on what Bill Belichick can do moving forward. Is he there for a rebuild? Can he retool? Can he have a different rendition of the New England Patriots be successful? Because that's what this offseason is going to be about. This team is over. The team of the last 2 decades is dead. Can he revive this organization with the great coach and the GM that he is?
Yeah, the streaks that come to an end. You saw it on your screen a moment ago. 17 straight years of double-digit wins. It's also 11 consecutive years in the playoffs, which is an all-time NFL record, and that is now almost assured of coming to an end. And let's talk about the coach there, Bart Scott. How do you see this situation now for Bill playing out?
Well, if any team or any organization deserved to pass, the Patriots deserve to pass after 20 years of dominance. I think we'll never see another organization have that sustainable success for such a long duration. But when you think about big picture, you're going to ask yourself, is Bill Belichick at 68 years old going to be willing to stay around to see it, turned around? They have a lot of bad contracts. They're going to have a lot of salary cap space. But my question is Bill the coach of the future? And when I said that earlier on, people thought I was trying to be tongue in cheek. But at 68, does he have the endurance to want to stay around for that long? Or should he take a page from his mentor, Bill Parcells, and move up into the upper office and give a guy like Josh McDaniels an opportunity who he said he was going to give his world to a couple of years? Remember, Josh McDaniels had an opportunity to be the coach of the Indianapolis Colts a couple of years ago. And there's going to be a lot of openings. At what point do you expect Josh McDaniels to say, hey, I'm ready for my second opportunity? You said you were going to give me your world, but you failed to do that so far. So I think big picture is going to be more about what is Bill's role with this organization going forward. And if he wants to stay around for a total rebuild, will a guy like Josh McDaniels want to stay around for it as well?
Well, let's come to the person here who knows him the best by far. Rob Ninkovich, what is your sense, knowing Bill as you do, playing for him as many years as you did, at the age of almost 69, do you believe he wants to keep coaching going forward?
Yeah, I do. I think he wants to continue coaching. He still loves coaching. I think he'll coach as long as his health will allow him to coach. You look at the things that he has as far as his sons with him in that building. We all know that coaches put a lot of time in. And early when you have kids and you're not able to be around them, I think he enjoys the process of having his two sons, Steve and Brian, with him in the building, learning underneath him. So I would think that Bill would continue coaching as long as his health, like I said, allows him to do that. He still loves the game. He loves the process. He loves breaking down film, going through contract negotiations, evaluating players. You see him taking the trips out to the schools. Before COVID, he'd be at all the colleges, evaluating the players, going to workouts. He loves that process, so I do not see him going anywhere else except for being the head coach of the Patriots.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you, just knowing him the little bit that I do. You obviously know him so much better. So we're going to have Mike Reese live on this program. He's covered the Patriots for years. He was the one who asked that question there that Bill said that he appreciated about the quarterback future, because I think there are a lot of questions to answer, and we'll get back to this as we continue. So much more, but again, it feels like the end of an era last night. Rams, big win. Patriots feel like it's done. Meanwhile, as we approach must-win weekend, huge matchups are on the way. The Vikings traveling to Tampa, where Tom Brady is looking to avoid his first 3-start losing streak since 2002. That game has everything at stake. Jalen Hurts, meanwhile, not Carson Wentz, will be leading the Eagles against the Saints, where New Orleans is looking to extend a 9-game winning streak, their longest since 2018. And then Sunday night, the Bills hosting the Steelers in a meeting of two of the top teams in the conference. Just the second time in series history that both teams have entered with 9 or more wins. That one has everything in the world at stake, and we take a look at some of the numbers connected to it here. The Steelers with a 45% chance as we speak of earning the number 1 seed. Chiefs are the team, obviously, that is better, and you see between those two, you add that up, that's 99%. So it will be one of those two teams clearly.